Hey everyone, and welcome back to another one of our videos. One of the coaches at Unga Academy here, and this is our usual chat about our best performing strategies within our portfolio. Now today we're going to be talking about crypto, because as we know, it's a sector that has gone down so much, but despite that, some systems can exploit even a bearish trend in this market. As always, before we start, I invite you to please leave us a like, click on the notification bell, and subscribe to our channel to keep updated on all our new content. Hi, we are the Unga Academy, and we teach traders how to make money in the markets. Our founder, Andrea Unga, had been struggling with trading for years until he developed his automated trading method, which he used to become the only 4-time world trading champion. Subscribe to our channel for free tips and tricks. Alright, okay, so I'd like to start with a swing trading system, which as you can see is applied to many underlying assets and calibrated using different inputs to fit the characteristics of each market. Let's look at, for example, on Bitcoin. Now, it's a system that works on swing points, thus the sensitive points in the market, the most significant resistances and supports. And when they're broken, it enters a position following the market trend, either long or short, and keeps the position open typically for a couple of days, in some cases even longer. As you can see, this is a reasonably long trend. The bars are daily, and the system uses a dynamic position sizing, which means that depending on the volatility, it will use more or less capital to try to keep the risk unchanged in all market phases. Let's look at the equity line. It's very linear. And as you can see, we have data from a year and a half ago. If we look at the buy and hold of Bitcoin, well, it certainly isn't the best. We saw a nice rise until March 2021. A subsequent decline, a further upward pump until the end of 2021, and a significant drop that is still ongoing. Overall, the system has managed to produce good results, both long and short. The metrics of the system are excellent. We even have a profit factor of 3.29. We have an excellent net profit to drawdown ratio of about 6.2. In a short time frame, it's a good value. And the average trade is well above 1%, so it can cope abundantly with commissions and slippage. As I mentioned, this is a multi-market system, so we can take a quick look at other underlying assets as well. For example, let's take Ethereum and look at the performance of the system applied to this underlying asset. Let's look at the equity line, which is undoubtedly very good. Bitcoin and Ethereum's equity lines are among the best. Let's look at another underlying asset to get an overview. Then Aave has a nice equity plan. Let's randomly choose Solana. View strategy performance report. Yeah, this one's also very nice. Litecoin. Yeah, also a good equity line as well. This is a straightforward system. To be profitable in this market, you don't have to invent who knows what. And I recommend that you try relatively simple logics on slower time frames, such as a daily time frame. Let's turn now to a little bit of a faster trading logic, namely an intraday strategy, and let's look at another type of system that closes all trades at the end of the day, namely a pure intraday system, which goes to look for a volatility compression, and following that opens long and short positions at the break of N-bar highs or lows, a value that is optimized for a single underlying asset. Again, the traded size is not constant, but is adjusted based on market volatility. So in high volatility, we'll trade with a lower size, and in low volatility, we'll increase the size precisely to maintain a constant risk in all market phases. Let's look again at our system by seeing the performance on Bitcoin. This is the equity line, an equity line that is produced by both long and short trades, and I'd say it has performed very well given the market performance. Here we have a shorter time frame to evaluate the system. See here, we're talking about a couple of months out of sample in this case. The system is older, but here on the chart we have a couple of months. This is a bearish trend, and the system has managed to do well both long, which is quite curious given the trade of the underlying asset, and short. And this is also a system that is multi-market and is applied to different cryptos. If I remember correctly, Bitcoin is one of the best. Let's look at, for example, ADA, which isn't bad. Short and long. Long hasn't done much, understandably. However, the system is pretty close to a peak in equity. We also have Ethereum here. Here it is. I'd say the system on Ethereum hasn't performed well compared to other underlying assets. Let's look, for example, at Litecoin. It's located near a peak in equity. We have a very short time frame on all these systems. Let's also look at Solana again. So here's Solana. I must say, has done quite well. You see the difference between long and short? Yeah, furthermore, it did better on the long than on the short. So what's the weak point of the system? Well, like all intraday strategies, the average trade is lower. We're slightly below 1%, which is still a good value, allowing us to cope with slippage and trading commissions. And guys, if there is someone among you who is interested in applying the algorithmic method, the Unga method, to such a promising market as cryptocurrencies, I'll leave you a link in the description of this video, through which you can access a free presentation by Andrea Unga, who will introduce you to his trading method, which enabled him to win the World Championship in real money trading 4 times. You can also get the bestseller, The Unga Method, covering only the shipping costs, or book a free strategy consultation with one of our members of our team. And guys, that's all for today. I invite you to please leave a like if you liked the video, and please subscribe to our channel. And with that, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.